Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andy Cotgreave. I'm technical evangelist for a company called Tableau. Can I just have a show of hands? Who's heard of Tableau? Oh, jolly good. Who's used Tableau? Well, brilliant. That's great. Hopefully there'll be more hands next year. So what I want to talk to you for the next 10 minutes is just about data and art and how technology is really liberating the data analyst and enabling them to think in really creative ways. Cloud technology, as data moves into the cloud, as technological interfaces melt out of the way, suddenly it enables us to do huge amounts of things. Now, we've already touched on some of the ways that major technological advances are happening. You know, data and cloud technology enables us to sort our mail. We can get money out of our ATMs. And Google wants to take the steering wheel away from us. These are amazing advances in technology. But at Tableau, we think one of the most amazing ways that technology is going to improve in the next few years is the technology that really expands our creative potential. It's what's in here that stands to benefit most from technology now and for the foreseeable future. At Tableau, we want to give the steering wheel back to you so that you can actually do amazing things with technology. And we're doing that in the field of data analytics. We're hoping to drive this revolution. And I just want to start with one example about how this has happened in computer-aided design, the ability to electronically and virtually experiment with objects that finally get built in real life. Back in the day, you would have to be a long-time trained craftsman. It would take years to develop the skills to create this amazing kind of beautiful drawings. But what would it have been like to take a design like this to a client, and then the client says, well, Andy, that's really good, but I think the bedroom should be on the back, actually. Now you've drawn that. I'd rather the bedroom's on the back of the house. You know, that would just be awful. Experimentation would be frustrating and costly and kind of just not done. You'd kind of get one shot at the answer. And then along comes computer-aided design, and suddenly the ideas become putty in the hands of the computer users. Now we can experiment, iterate, and chase and work with clients until we get the best implementation possible for our ideas. This is absolutely liberating. It democratizes computer and design. We see this as well through all sorts of cloud-based apps, SketchUp, Tinkercad, and Paper. Today, you don't need to train for years to become somebody who can do amazing 3D sketches or amazing paintings. And now, these are examples from these three applications, incredible technologies available to the many and not the few. Creative tools like that help artists, but why am I, a guy from a technical data tool, talking about that? Well, we think the aspects of creative tools need to apply to data analysis too, because fundamentally, data analysis is a creative process. The people in your businesses who can ask questions and get answers from their data and experiment are the people who stand to make some of the best decisions for your companies now and in the foreseeable future. And it shouldn't be the white-coated data scientists who are the only ones capable of asking and answering those questions. It should be everybody in your business. Because, yeah, there you go, we want to unleash your creative genius. Artists, analysts, they're all doing the same thing. An artist and an analyst, or anybody with a curious question about data and curiosity, they're curious about the world. They're trying to see the world in a different way and communicate that to their peers and their managers and to the outside world. It's a very, very similar relationship. Now, creativity in your data analysis tool, that is not something you see in a traditional business intelligence RFP. And why not? It should be. Creativity and that ability to explore, this is what Paul was talking about at the start, this ability for everybody to find the information in their data is absolutely vital. And at Tableau, we bake into our strategy of Tableau and the way we think we can liberate people is by taking 4 key aspects from creative tools and putting those right at the heart of our software. So I'm just going to go through what we think 4 vital aspects for good data analysis tools are and should be in every tool available. The first is experimentation. You don't want to just take one shot at showing your data and that single shot to be the only chance you get to draw a chart or see some insight, because the chances are you'll miss and it won't show you what it could show you. And artists don't work like this. Andrew Wyeth was an amazing US artist. He died 6 years ago. And his subjects would start like this before they finished in these amazing, amazing paintings. And this, to me, is what data analysis should be like. There are lines drawn on lines. There are mistakes. There is experimentation. There is play. And from that, you can hone in on the best articulation of your idea. And that is not available in data analytics tools today, but with good technology, that's what we're trying to get towards. Because imagine if in your organization, you could and all your colleagues could just iterate and sketch and play and make mistakes and just move backwards and forwards very, very quickly to get to the right idea and find the story that your data is actually telling you. The second one is speed. Now, any piece of software, we're used to phones that install pieces of software instantly. Technology should be fast to install and fast to get started. But beyond that, the actual tool itself needs to be fast. When you're working with data or working with anything, you want responses that are instant. Imagine if you were doing calligraphy, and as you drew the stroke, the ink didn't actually appear until you took the brush off the canvas. Well, that would be ludicrous, right? That's not how art works. So why are we satisfied with that in our data tools? We fill in a little box of wizards, and we press OK, we watch a spinning wheel, and then it shows us a chart which may or may not be what we were thinking of. You know, things need to be fast and instant. And the third one, which is related to that, is expressiveness. Artists start with a blank canvas or a blank piece of wood, and they carve or they paint their ideas onto that canvas. And yet the problem is, enterprise business intelligence tools have been paint by numbers. They get you to make a choice before you've even started. They get you to fill in things before you start, before they even show you the data. And that, to me, just seems completely the wrong way of working. So Tableau was founded 12 years ago in 2003, and we set Tableau up as a blank canvas tool, and we expected people to create simple and gorgeous visualizations like this, and they did. But then over the years, we started getting emails from people and speaking to people at events, and those show us these things that they'd done, which weren't quite what we imagined they'd do. Something like this, which shows airport congestion, or this one, more emails, or this one is game deaths in a video game put out onto the map. And we kept getting these things, and we still get these things. People are like, look, we can do all of this stuff, we can do all of this stuff. And we didn't know that this is what people would build with Tableau. But what this tells us is not only are people able to express themselves and find something in their data, but what motivates someone to email a company and say, look what I did with your tool? It's because they're having fun with data, and they're empowered through their expressiveness. And this is an amazing revolution. I've been involved as a customer and employee at Tableau for 7 years, and it's been an incredible journey to see this and live this as a customer. And the final creative aspect that needs to be in any tool is control. If you have an idea, if you have the motivation to chase what's in your data, then it should be you who implements that. The problem with a lot of business intelligence tools is request forms and sending things to a queue that they sit in for months and months. Da Vinci did not paint Mona Lisa and make her enigmatic smile by saying, can somebody go and paint this for me? He did it because he was in control. And that is exactly how all employees should be in organizations. If they have the data, they should have tools that they can control that data with, and so that they're liberated to find the stories in their data. Now, Tableau, we've got a bunch of desktop and server tools, but we're trying to further get this into the cloud. One of the products we're working on at the moment is called Elastic. It's going to work on mobile interfaces, and it really takes that swiping, pinching, and zooming interface and capabilities to the max. And you can see the idea is that the interface goes out of the way. In fact, all you can touch is the data. So you play and interact with the data directly to find the answers you need. So we think business intelligence tools need to think creatively and artistically, and we want to put these 4 aspects of creative tools into a business intelligence tool. I'll be around afterwards, but I hope you found that interesting, and believe me, data should be creative. Thank you.